What does it look like as a woman to bring to the table to do the things that's gonna lock down this guy?
Successful guys, peace, loyalty, sex. If I'm chatting to a girl and she doesn't reply, I'm not Anthony. Like Anthony Joshua exists. Like Michael B. Jordan exists.
It's true. A girl who doesn't offer to pay on the first date.
Again, women, it's sexy. It's thingy. If you even go, oh, I'll think, oh, you know, if that offer means
just make the move.
Make the move. Do it, even if it's fake.
She's only ever slept with one person.
Green flag.
Emerald.
Yo guys, welcome back to another episode on my channel. I'm sitting in this spot, which means I've got a great conversation lined up for you today. You know, on this channel, we love to talk about all things dating, relationships, and seeing what we can do to attract the kind of person we want. So without further ado, please welcome Sanchez to the show. Welcome, Sanchez, my boy.
Thank you so much, Kit, for having me, man. I made it.
You made it through the snow, through the blizzard, through the storm.
Indeed. We made a valiant effort to be here.
100%.
We're going to make history today. I feel it.
Let's do it, man.
Let's do it, man.
I love it. So listen, I always love to jump straight in. So tell us your age, how old you are, and then one thing a girl should know about you before you take her out on a date.
Oh, so my name's Sanchez. I'm 31 from Leeds.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Chapeltown.
Okay.
One thing a girl should know about me, I like authenticity. And in that, it doesn't necessarily mean in anything too crazy. Just come as yourself. And that way we can actually judge if we're compatible. It's much easier to deduce our potential of being together if you're just unapologetically you, rather than being what you think I'm going to want. So come as you are. Goes well, it goes well. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. Yeah. It's all good.
So have you had a lot of experience of women showing up as what they think you want, and then you find out later that's not actually them? What's been your experience with that?
It's more, I think, people show up to what they believe the other person would want, or they put on a character. And I think we do have masks to an extent in our daily lives, and I agree that we should have adaptations of ourselves. But I think, you know, everyone wants to kind of put their best foot forward. Yeah. But for me especially, it just comes across where I can see through it. I'd rather you, if you're a bit quirky, be quirky. If you're a bit more chilled, be chilled. Yeah. I'd rather you be in your absolute comfort zone rather than put on a facade.
Yes.
And do what you think is right. So
yeah, 100%. How much do you think guys are putting on a facade for the gorgeous girl that he's dating or going on a date with?
I think it depends on how skilled or how educated they are, because when you understand what the opposite sex wants, you have a choice to be yourself and see how many of those factors you hit. Or, you know, it's love is a battle, love is a war. So when you know what the other person wants, you can then play up to that. So I think people that are skilled either develop the genuine factors that the other person wants, or they pretend enough to get themselves through the door, and they're the ones that usually kind of end in turmoil. Yeah,
so true. What do you think women are looking for today that they're struggling to find?
Women are looking for unrealistic standards in men that don't necessarily have to adhere to what they want based on the hierarchy of the dating market. And women are also not putting themselves in a position to be desired by the man in the way that they want. So what they're looking for, these high standards, they're looking at men that are the tall, attractive, the best looking, status, confidence, all these kind of things. Yeah. What they're looking for is loyalty, commitment, and understanding from people at the top of the food chain. That's like asking a shark to eat from this corner of the ocean when I control all the 7 seas. So
very true.
You know, you can't look at these guys that you're naturally attracted to and then expect them just to commit to what you think your ideal relationship is, because we've made it now in society that they're the top of the food chain. They've got all the choice, so why would they commit? And then the other side of it, they're looking to then garner that commitment when they're not bringing the things to the table that would allow this shark, as a use of analogy, to be put in its aquarium. You're not making the environment where, you know, this guy will find peace, he'll find love, he'll find support, he'll find loyalty, he'll find discernment when it comes to her sexual value. So you're looking for something that is outlandish, and you're not even bringing the resources that would even
cater to that.
Yeah.
Interesting. So 100%. I want to break that down for sure because I can hear the ladies saying. So, are you saying that that kind of man is just not the guy to commit? That kind of top, kind of attractive, successful, influential guy. Are you saying that kind of guy is just not the guy to commit to a woman?
It's not necessarily saying that. I think everyone needs to be honest. It's a new year. Let's be honest with where we're at. And I think when you have truthful honesty, you can actually see where you're at in the hierarchy of life, because we're mammals, you know, we're animals. We can't deny our biology. We can't deny how we operate. And with women, it's hypergamy. As you know, they do want the best. And I absolutely understand it. This is something that I tell my clients, I tell women, I get it. Like, stop sugarcoating and hiding and saying that you don't want the best man. You do, because it goes down to biology. You can have one baby every 9 months. You want to have the best man to have that. So you're going to look for status, stability, protection, all these things that come alongside money, height, all these things.
Yes.
So we're not mad at you for that. But in the dating market, if this guy's got all those things and you're looking at him, so is every other woman, or so is the majority of other women.
Very
so
true.
what I'm saying is, understand that you're going, I want that man. So is Stacey, so is Sheila, so is Susan, so is Kathy, so is Emma. They're all doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So then now you're expecting him now from his perspective to look and go, hey, I know that you said it first, but I've got all these, but you want him just to be looking at you. When we operate differently, men like to have an abundance. We like to have options. So if you can exhaust those options, they're going to do it. So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that man is not attainable or he won't necessarily commit, but it's nowhere near the... People are not as realistic when it comes to that level of commitment as they should be.
Yeah. I think it's a lot of it is sometimes they can think, okay, well, this is what I did to get my ex, who was, you know, maybe he was just a more of a normal guy, you know, standard, you know, level, etc. And they think that should be enough to get this guy. But it's like, that's just not how it works.
It's like with anything, and anything that is sought after, ultimately we can get into the discussion of like the who's the prize. But again, it's all very simple. The thing that's the most sought after is the most valuable. So therefore, you know, these great things are, if everyone could have it, it's not valuable. So if they are, you're going to have to put in more work or understand it's going to be not as easy to attain. And and that's all. So again, if you want commitment, I'm just saying looking for that top tier man may not be the best way, because that's where all the competition is.
Yes.
You may have to understand that a man that maybe not as attractive, not as tall, not as funny, but, you know, he could still love you the way that you deserve to be loved, as far as, you know, the conversation, the understanding, the love, the affection, the stability.
Yes.
But it might not tickle your libido as much as the 6 foot guy with broad shoulders and big arms.
Yeah.
So it's that compromise and understanding. So I tell people again, it's about looking within. What do you offer this person that you're wanting? And if you don't think you'll tick these boxes, how can you expect commitment?
Very true. Very true. And one thing I always differentiate, and I say this for men and for women as well, is it's always, we have to differentiate between the caliber of someone and the quality of someone, right? So the caliber refers to who that person is on paper. So we're talking about that guy, he's, like you said, attractive, successful, influential, etc. But the quality refers to his character. Is he a man of his word? Is he integral? Does he do what he's going to say? Does he take responsibility? There are plenty of, you know, you can have guys who are, you know, very high caliber, but very low quality, right? And I always say this, like, it pains me to say this, but because I love hip hop and R&B, but there's a lot of high caliber guys in that industry, maybe not certain quality, right? Because of how they treat their relationships. Maybe they don't take responsibility for their children, etc., etc. Equally, you can have a guy who's very high quality, right? He is integral. He shows up in the way he does, you know, facilitates a good relationship and responsibility. But maybe his caliber is just more normal, right? Maybe he's not, you know, making, they say, 5 figures a month or 6 figures a year, all of that stuff. And I think a lot of women underestimate how they can be happy with that kind of guy. Yeah. Because the high caliber is like big, it's shiny, it's exciting, all of that stuff. So stick on the shark analogy. I love that. You talked about, you know, are you providing the aquarium for where this shark is going to live? So what does that look like? If you were talking to, like, do you have any siblings at all? Do you have a sister?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if you were talking to your sister and she was like, I want to provide an aquarium for one of these great white sharks.
Yeah.
Right. What does it look like as a woman to bring to the table to do the things that's going to lock down this guy?
Yeah. Now, I can already hear the chat. I think sharks live in something else, not an aquarium, submarine or something. But
Okay.
pedantics, you know what we mean.
You know what you're saying.
For this, and I do love this analogy as well, because I've used this like in past relationships to be like, for whatever reason, I tick a lot of boxes. So I believe in the dating game. I'm up there as like an apex predator because I thrive in the ocean. But in relationship, it means I'm also happy. Like I've got big enough space to swim. I get fed. I'm all good. But I also tell women, if you do have that person, I believe it's your duty to make sure you keep him, because if not, and he goes back in the ocean, that's where he thrives as well.
Yes.
So we'll talk about this aquarium. Successful guys, peace, loyalty, sex. They're kind of the three things that I think are the trifecta. If you're a person that you consider this man's successful and busy, taking on the world, be his peace. Be his peace, be his peace, be his peace. Let him, the Hulk analogy. When Hulk's big and green, then he sees his gal, and all of a sudden he turns into a
Scarlett
human.
Johansson, she calms him down.
Literally, grab my hand, stroke it, calm me down after a long day. If you can be someone's peace,
yes,
so valuable. Then loyalty. Loyalty comes in so many different forms. It comes from your discernment as far as your social media. Can everyone see what you look like? Can everyone see the parts of you that should be just intimate to me? How much are you going out? What's your character like as far as the world? Are you accessible? How do you react when people approach you? Do people know that, hey, no, that girl's taken, or that kind of thing? Loyalty is, can I trust you in aside a pack of wolves on a night out, and know that you're going to make sure that there's not a story that will come by. You're going to make sure that maybe you don't even go to that environment in the first place. Am I going to be worried about you if I'm on the road? I know that you're my ride or die, making my house a home. So if you can prove and make sure your man knows that you're loyal, it goes a massive, massive way, because one of the biggest things, as men, we've got egos. Stroke the ego in the sense of if a man knows he's got a girl that no one can have and take, he'll kill for her. Yeah, kill for her, and provide for her, and tear the whole world apart to make sure she's happy. Again, something that women don't really get, that you've got the power in that femininity.
Yes.
And then sex. Sex is, we're animals. We've got testosterone. We want to make sure that we connect, and that is one of the major ways that men do connect. And it's also like, it's sad to say, one of the main things that women can't be that men want is variety, especially men that have the ability to exercise that. So to deter that, obviously, if you're in a committed relationship, cheating is absolutely off the table. But make sure your man gets some, man. Make sure that you're keeping it spicy. A lot of the times as well, it's usually spicy in the beginning. You act like rabbits, you're dressing up, and it's that kind of slows down. Now I get it. There's hormones, there's changes, there's developments, there's all these things. But I think if the man's protecting, providing is everything that you want, you know what he wants, which is that the lady in the street freaking the sheets. That's why that stood the test of time. Work at it. Read books, do Kama Sutra, go to yoga class, do Pilates. Like if you know his favorite football match is on, make sure he's there with his chicken wings and stuff. And as soon as the match is finished, you come down in laundry and a nightie. Like, when's the last time, I ask girls, when's the last time you've done something sexually? You've booked a hotel, or you've just done something freaky, or you've just, showed your man with your actions how much you love, care, and, you submit to him, and like, you're my man and I love you, and made him feel like a king. And the answer usually is very rare. Yeah. So that aquarium of those things, you're his peace, you're his loyalty, and satisfying sexually. I'm swimming. Just keep swimming.
It's true. Just keep swimming, boy. Just keep swimming. Do you think that this is... Because the thing is, I think there are so many women who are like, they don't know what men want, right? And this is really helpful, especially those kinds of men, right? So how much do you think women used to know this before and don't now? Do you think it's changed, or do you think it's only coming up now and they've never really known because it's always kept under wraps, but now it's come to the surface because we've got social media, we're having these conversations? What do you think?
I think it didn't need to be said because there was natural roles. I think because we went away from these roles, they've had to be relearned. the roles at one point, and this is what I always say to people, whether it be conspiracies, conversations, etc., did it work? Did it work where the man went out and was the breadwinner and the woman was at home? Did it work? Yes, because she was naturally in her feminine, he was in his masculine, you were yin and yang. And the other thing on that is what's changed. And don't get me wrong, there's lots of things like feminism, etc., where there's certain parts of equality that have developed in a good way, but also some that haven't, because people don't understand that equality is not exactly what women want, because you want equality in certain instances, but then equality means I'm not opening the door for you. That's chivalry out the window. Chivalry is literally not equality. It's us pertaining to you in a way that we're catering. We can treat it as an equal or like a lady, but not both. Yeah. So then I tell people that's not actually what you want. You want to be heard. You want to have rights, etc. But I was speaking to a girl the other day just about life. And then she's on this boss babe stuff. But I said to her, all right, and if you find a man that you love and appreciate, turned you on, etc., and he paid for everything, would you quit? And she goes, I would drop everything this second. Wow. And I'm like, this is what, and most girls do say this, to say like, if that was there, they would take it. So I'm like, well, why are you not working towards it? So I think when we had those roles, these things were known. Like the woman took pride in being a housewife. I remember seeing the dynamic of stay-at-home moms becoming a negative but that was kind of coupled with people like on the dole. I don't know if you call it down south. Yes, like just on the dole, whatever. But that's not correct. How can making a house a home not be one of the highest honors? Raising the next generation. How can, and this is just the house, how can the cooking and cleaning, how can putting nutrition in your partner, so if you're my woman, you're cooking for me, people are trying to belittle it, but you're putting the fuel in my body that allows me to go out and chop the wood and kill the food and bring home the bacon. That is such a loving, powerful thing. Cleaning's been so demeaned, but yet you're making sure that my house is clean. When I walk home, it smells like lavender. I feel refreshed. I feel at peace. You know, you're making sure our house, that our children, the toast might fall on the floor, but they can yam it because the food is. They're two of the most powerful things you can do. And then, like you said, raising the next generation. Like if you're raising my child, that's one of the biggest honors you can do. And I think back in the day, that was just known. Like, and then I think people got confused and kind of led astray when that was seen to be demeaning, to stay at home and to be that. And that's definitely something that I would love to change the optics of, because men, well, I don't want to use the term real men, but men who are out there getting it, that's what we want. Peace, relax, no stress, happy to be a mother, happy to clean. And you know, I remember I've had girls that I've been seeing before that are telling me, oh yeah, I found you spoke about some sandalwood candle, I got it for you because you said it makes your office smell nice. And I'm like, that's what I want. I want you to be nothing but happy in your environment that makes my environment better. So I think we definitely at one point understood what it was. It's now changed. And now it has to be retaught and relearned, maybe unlearning some things and relearn that, look, okay, we've had the time of this movement. Women are the most unhappy they've ever been. You've got all the rights, you've got all the options, you can go do whatever you want. You're making all the money in the world. But essentially, when you go to bed at night, you're unhappy. So shall we switch it up? No, it's true. It's true. I think, and I completely agree and resonate with everything you just said, especially I'm biased because a lot of my relationships have been that as well. So, you know, like if I'm shooting for a podcast, whatever, if I go to the gym, I come home, protein shake, breakfast is made, done. Do you know what I mean? It's a dream. Toast girl. That's it, boy. That's what we love, man. I think one thing is that I think that it's important that women still have the freedom to choose something else if they want to. Yes. I think what's happened a lot now is that, and it's kind of not their fault, but they've been told they can have everything and no one can have it all. Like if you're going to dedicate 15 years to your career, which is great, that's fine. But then you can't get to 33, 34, 35 and be like, where's my husband and kids? Where it's like, how much of that time did you dedicate to building that side of your life? Yep. Right. Equally, if you're going to choose to build and have a family and raise your kids and stuff, when you finish doing that, obviously you're not going to be where you were in your career if you dedicated 15 years to it, right? So I think a lot what's happening now is because there's been this narrative of, I think, a lot of encouragement, which is good, but I think a lot of pushing women to be the boss babe, etc., saying that they have to compete like men do. A lot of women are doing that, and what they're starting to realize is it's actually not
getting them the fulfilling results that they want in life, a lot of the time. So I want to talk about, like, we talked about men liking variety.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there are bitter pills that we have to swallow as men.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is one of those bitter pills that a lot of women have to swallow that sometimes can be difficult.
Yeah.
How much do you think being with this man comes with the territory of him exercising options?
I think it's massive. So this is where women like to say it's not morally right, or it shouldn't be. It just is what it is. We're literally built down to our biology, in which we are built and created to live long and prosper and spread our seed. That is literally how we're wired. We're literally wired that way, to the point where we do everything we do. Why we go to the gym, why we build wealth, and why we build status, why we do everything, is to attract the opposite sex. And it is to attract a variety of it. It's
to be in a position of abundance.
Yeah, we've got different dating strategies. You want to find the best. We want the most. So it's the battle. You want the best to settle down. I want the variety to make sure that you're good for me. And if we understand and accept that, this is a thing that annoys me, is that women's standards are understood and we hear them. That's cool, no problem. Men's standards and opinions are ridiculed. And it's usually ridiculed by the people that don't fit the standards. If men say, oh, we like younger women, it's the older women that say that's weird. It's like, well, no, there's reasons to that. From fertility to less trauma, less baggage. If we say we want someone, the trigger word, submissive. I had this on my podcast, and it was like, listen to what submissive means. It means peaceful. It means, that you're on my track and we're working together and we're on the same page. And again, there may be certain men that are okay with being competitive, but I'm not. I'm out here taking on the world. I don't want to take on the world and come home and argue with you. I want you to be my queen. I want you to be my peace. I want you to tell me about your day. I want you to be happy. I want you to be, stress-free.
Yeah.
And I think all these things, unfortunately, get confused. And a lot of the things that men want, women get upset by it. So if you have a man that has built his time, because everything that makes a man attractive takes time. From physique to status to wealth to money. We don't have all that at 17, 18, 19 usually.
Big facts.
So if we've taken our time to build it, and now I can go, oh, now I've got options. I want to use my options. And you're telling me I can't. That doesn't make sense, because we've operated differently. Whereas conversely, the truth, which is the hard pill for women, if we like youth, that means every second you're going beyond 19, 21, 24, every second you're going away from youth. You're going away from your ideal points of fertility. So like you said, you can change your career. That's fine. You've now got the choice. You're right. Your choice. But then the one word that I do think women, unfortunately, are allergic to, which is accountability. If you've chosen your career, don't be upset when the 24, 25-year-olds are getting wifed off and having kids because they've chosen to pursue the man when they're at their peak. That's all it is. And I think when people understand the truth, they can deal with it. Of course, it's harder to deal with the truth when you're past the point of dealing with it in the best way. Because I speak to 32, 33, 34, 35-year-olds that might look amazing, but when they're not the ones getting the drinks bought for them in the club, or they're not getting as many DMs as they used to, or they've seen everyone else fulfilled, married kids running around, and they become the fun auntie, but then they're realizing, oh, well, who's my pool to choose from? And they're looking at the guy that was interested in 5-10 years ago, settle down with someone, and now their pool is people that they're not really attracted to. That's when it hits them. So I try to tell my clients, hey, don't wait till that point. Do it while you can, because that'll come very quickly.
100%. So what would your advice be to, let's say you have a 34-year-old woman. She looks after herself. She's in great shape. Let's say she's got a great career for herself. And she's like, okay, she's hearing you. She's like, Sanchez, I hear you.
Yeah.
But I can't turn back the clock.
Yes.
Okay. I can't make myself 24 again. Right. If I could make different decisions to put myself in a better position for the kind of man I want, I would. But this is where I am.
Yes.
Okay. And I want to attract an ambitious, successful man that I'm attracted to. I'm willing to do what it takes to get that man. What advice would you give her?
We'll start with a level of understanding of what your pool looks like. It may not be that star man, that man that everyone wants, because if everyone wants him, you could be 34, look at all these things, but there's a 24-year-old version of you. very simply, no offense to you. And I always say that I use this, and this is what helps women kind of understand it. If that was your son and he had the choice of a 34-year-old version or the 24-year-old version, which would they choose? They try lie and say, well, 34 experience. That's because they don't know what men want. We don't care about your experience. It's not an attribute we factor in. You choose a 24-year-old. So cool. So the men that you may have in your option pool are going to be very much limited. Understand that from the get-go. Then it's about making the best of the situation. Do you have any trauma that needs healing from those 34 years? Have you got any issues where, and I've said this to exes, I've said this to people, let's say you find your dream man in a month, 2 months. Are you actually ready to submit, be happy, to let him love you? This guy goes, oh my God, 34-year-old, whatever her name is, you're lovely. I love your sense of humor, your passion, you're peaceful, everything. I must whisk you off right now. Are you actually ready? Or if he turns his phone upside down, are you going to get jealous? If he doesn't message you on his way back from work, you're going to say, where are you? Is there situations that you need to rectify first? So that's what I'd say to this person. If not, and you're good, I'll then say, make sure you scrub up your social media, because that's basically your online CV.
So what does that look like, scrubbing up?
So depending on what kind of person you're wanting, if you want them to take you seriously, depends on what you're showing, how much of your body you're showing, how much of your activities are you showing. Are you a 34-year-old party girl out every week, but then you're saying you're looking to settle down? It sends the wrong message.
Facts.
Could you be a sweetheart? Could you be amazing? Could you be down to earth? You can. And this is what I tell people as well. If I'm seeing a lion coming towards me, this could be the friendliest lion ever. I'm not waiting to find out.
I'm still running. What do you mean?
I'm running. So
100%.
if I'm seeing you showing this, showing that, I'm going to take it on face value. And that's what we're going to do. We've got seconds to make judgments, unfortunately, as humans. So I'd make sure your Instagram, your social media is all scrubbed up. Make sure you're showcasing maybe bits of your character on it. If you're trying to show sophistication, if you're trying to show this peacefulness, show that you go on walks, etc. Basically, it's your online CV. Instagram's the biggest dating app.
Yeah.
So make sure it looks a certain way, because if I meet you and we're out and we bump into each other at a coffee shop, and then the first we're going to do, I might even get your number, but then, okay, your name's Stacey Lane. I'm going to look up and I'm going to find you.
It's true.
That can disqualify you without you even knowing it.
So true.
So I'd say do the back work.
Yeah.
Do your work on your own trauma, make sure you're good mentally. Get in the best physical shape that you can be, because that'll be a big factor. The longevity, because if I'm someone, let's say I'm a 34-year-old man as well, and I'm seeing you, I'm going, okay, how long are you going to remain like that? Because gravity is going to take its toll. But if you're putting in work, that's going to be delayed. That could be a factor to go, oh, actually, more than just a 1 night, 2 night seeing, I could see a future, because at least you're attempting to be healthy. The next thing, the biggest thing, and anyone should do this if you're a woman trying to get a high caliber man, look at what he wants, what he does, and become irreplaceable in that respect. And I used myself an example. I used to play professional football. And there'd be times where, I might just be seeing girls. I might just be thinking they're nothing more than just, intercourse, and they know that, and we're having fun, whatever. And then I'll have a big game. And then on the day, they'll say, oh, you played Ipswich away today. You have a safe journey. Make sure you, do well. Remember, you said that last time you played them that you almost scored. You better score this time. Oh, thank you. I'm just like, oh, that's cool. Game done, played, whatever. I'm coming back to a message. Hope your game went well. Let me know what you're up to later. I got a little something for you. Yeah, I didn't win, but it was a good game, whatever. Yeah, I'll come see you in a bit. Come over. Hey, I seen this thing on Timu. It's a massage gun, and you told me that your hamstrings hurt after games, so I just got it for you.
Wow.
So you're doing things where, again, we're like big kids to an extent, where those things matter. We get people flinging themselves, flinging their bodies, flinging whatever, but those are indications that you're gonna jump on my wave.
How do you help him in his mission?
Yeah. If you want that man, I don't care if he's a Microsoft analyst and you found these things that you're wearing your fingers to make you type 0.4% faster, no matter what he's doing,
it's true. Research
him diligently, the same way you research anything else, and use that and show him that you care. That's what makes you stand out. So especially if you're then older and then some of those attributes are kind of slightly over what the ideal would be, you've got to stand out. Now, anyone can use that technique, but I'd say to that person, do all those things. And if you see him, I kind of touched on it there, but have humility to understand that you want him. It's a competition. There's a 24-year-old, a 30-year-old, 32-year-old that looks this, that want him as well. You need to win. Show interest. Forget all this. Oh no, I'll wait for him to message. Get in there.
Yeah.
Show that you're there.
Yeah.
Double down. Be attentive. Jump on his wave. Make sure he's catered for. Treat him like a king. And that'll give you the best chance.
I mean, I'm biased. I agree, and it's funny because there's a few things in there that I say to my clients as well, especially about the social media being your CV thing. A guy can meet you in real life, and then you connect to social media, and then if he sees anything that suggests what he would consider kind of low value, then you don't even know it, but he might just go, okay, this is going to be a casual thing, right? One thing I think that everything about you said, how much of that does it require for her to put her ego down?
I think massively. I think because we live in a world where again, you mentioned it perfectly, that so that women can have everything. And for me, there's so many components, like I said, of feminism, of all these things that I love. I think women should be empowered, but that shouldn't take away from your power of femininity. And I think, with everything, I'm a black man. We've had slavery with stuff. I think we've overcompensated in some ways where, a white person can't say anything. Oh, you're racist. No, they're just saying something. So I'm very much that person where I'm seeing it for what it is. So I think in that respect, we've gone to the point where sometimes feminine traits are seen as negative, and it feels to women like they're settling when they're just kind of balancing of where they are. And life will tell you, life tells men, if we can't get girls, we can't get girls. Like, I do men's mental health is a big factor of what I do. And so many men are invisible to so many women. And I do experiments with women all the time. So we'll be in the gym or somewhere where it's like public average men. We're beating on a bus one time and I was like, how many men in here would you even give a chance? And they'd be like 40 men. They'd be like, maybe 1, 2. I said, that's not you being rude or anything, but you just wouldn't. So that means when one of those other 38 say hello, yeah, I'll say hello back. Yeah, but you don't realize that's him trying to move to you.
Yeah.
But he's just not even on your radar.
Yes.
So then that's him going, again, that's struggling. And that's why there's so many other things where mental health in men is rising, because it's tough. It's tough for guys out here. And it's really unfortunate that then this guy that could love and appreciate a woman that is kind of, if you do this scale of rating, is on her level, but she's like, well, I'm settling. And back to your question of ego, she feels like, well, I've got to, I had a text from Drake one time, or I slept with one guy. I should be on that level, but no, I'll reduce my ego to go with him. And it's not. It's more like that was a fling that was never gonna be serious. You should see that.
Yeah.
Whereas this guy will love you till the cows come home.
Yeah.
But understand that that's where you are. It's like they say with women and models, you'll get model results if you was a model.
Yes.
The question when women rate themselves a 10. The most annoying question, because people try to beat around it and go, well, they've asked me what I rate myself. No, it's not. It's objectively, what would society rate you? You know what it means. And if you're trying to say that you're a 10, you're saying that you're perfect. That's just not the case. Whereas if you go, like, I'll do it. Like, I believe I'm a 6. If I lose weight, I can be a strong 7. I know that women prefer height, and I'm average height. I'm not in the best shape currently. My financial status could be a lot better. My status on the whole is not too bad. I'm in a good position, don't get me wrong.
Position. Yeah.
But I know that my next partner, I want to be able to cover everything, and I'm not quite there yet. So I'm a 6, maybe a 7.
Yeah.
That means I'm not gonna, if I'm chatting to a girl and she doesn't reply, I'm not. Anthony Joshua exists. Like, Michael B. Jordan exists.
It's true.
Like, these men exist.
These men exist.
Like, I'm not gonna be like, see what I'm saying? Whereas, unfortunately, with women, because they're told all these things. If you go, oh yeah, no, I'm like an average girl. I know that men like curves, and I don't really have curves. You can then go gym. You can understand why these guys are just sleeping with you and not taking you seriously. You can look at yourself. You can see, well, what attributes do I have and what can I extenuate? You can actually be honest. And I think that will allow the ego to fade away, and we can actually become who we are. Yeah,
no, it's so true, man. I think for guys as well, I think we are forced to, we can't live in a world where we are not aware, because it's literally, only 38% of men have ever reproduced.
Crazy.
So it is literally a matter of life or death for us. And
Yeah.
I don't mean life or death as in whether we die, but whether our legacy dies.
Yeah, which we want put on this earth to do.
Right, exactly. So I guess, and I should ask for the ladies as well, where do you think guys have to let go of their ego to start getting what they want?
So there's lots of guys that, what's the word? It turns into resentment for women.
Mm-hmm.
But once men understand that women operate in hypergamy, it's a lot more easier pill to swallow. For example, there's been times where I might have gone out into a club and I might be with my boys who are 6 foot, got more money, footballers, all this kind of stuff. If I had the ego, I'd be like, well, I'm funny, I'm cool. Why they not talking to me and talking to them?
Mm-hmm.
But I understand that, hypergamy is real. You're going to go for that person. Now, once you maybe chat to them and realize that they're dull as a doormat, you might come back or whatever. And then that's when I know that my attributes will shine.
Yeah.
Same way, if we go back to caveman days, they might go for the biggest hunter-gatherer, but they realize that I'm actually more clever and I can hunt in a different way. Plus, I can prepare the meal. Plus, I've set up a house, so you've got shelter. Whereas there's different things. So if you have to understand how women operate, then it's not an ego thing. If you get dismissed or if you don't get as much attention, you have to understand where you are. So I'll tell guys, bro, get in the gym, get in shit. I don't care if you have a hunchback and nerd glasses and you don't have to chat to women. Yeah. Practice.
Yeah.
Go speak. Have conversations. Do research. Pay for a course. Talk to someone like yourself. Talk to us and be like, well, how do I speak to women? Okay, here's the blueprint. Yeah. You talk. If you're going to a girl at the bar, you don't go, oh, you're right. Well. Yeah. Hey, what are you drinking? Really? That looks. You drink blue drinks? Nah, I'm sticking to my brandy. What? In fact, I'll get that. Can I get 2? Me and you will have one. You find ways to operate, trial and error. Yeah. And don't be upset or knock back if things don't work, because every step that you attempt is closer to you perfecting it. It's like anything. If you're a DJ, if you're an artist, you perfect your craft. So guys need to let go of their ego and understand again what women want. If it's going to elevate your chances,
why wouldn't you do
having a better physique, go to the gym, smash to the gym.
Yeah.
My whole year, 2025, I'm not trying to be on ladies. And this is me who's been relatively successful in many factors. But I'm like, if I just have this 1 year where I smash the gym,
dedicate,
I smash my nutrition so the skin's glistening.
Yes.
I read books so I can articulate. I've got more worldly experience. I travel.
Yes.
The person that I meet in 2026, 2027, who's a certain at an age, who's ready to commit, who's, beautiful, ticks all my boxes or whatever, I'm going to be in a better position and I'll probably have more options.
Yeah.
So that's me at this level. But if you're down here where you're invisible, make yourself visible.
Yeah.
Travel, learn, speak, network, build your wealth, build your social status. Yeah. Get on TikTok, get on these apps, put the work in. And again, we get told when our ego doesn't make sense, because that's like someone sitting at home eating Pringles, playing Fortnite, and then going, why have I not got a girl?
Yeah, exactly.
But the world will say, because you're doing that.
Exactly.
But whereas if a woman's going, well, I'm focused on my business, I'm doing me, I'm independent, I'm etc. Why haven't I got a man? People go, oh, well, you should be able to. No.
They're just intimidated by you, baby girl.
Yeah, no, exactly. There's every excuse for when a woman's not following the path to get her man. But if a man wasn't following the path to get a girl, everyone's very obvious to see it. So it is letting go of both egos, understanding what we can do, and then the final factor is just giving it your best and then dealing with it. Because again, you could change your physique, do all this other stuff, and you might not be just someone's cup of tea.
It's not guaranteed.
It's not guaranteed.
It's not guaranteed.
It just opens the pool up, and that's what I would advise for people. If you become your best self in that process, then it's a win-win.
Yeah. What would you say to people who say, I guess guys and girls, who say, but why should I have to change myself to get the person I want? Why should I have to do that?
I'd say to them, I mean, I wouldn't. If it was like my man or something, I'd be like, this is such a obvious question.
Yeah.
But then if someone was to come, I'll say, okay, anything worth having, you've got to work for. And I'll say, how dare you think that you are... This wasn't expected. How very dare you be so entitled to think that you should just be valued as far as the dating market, as far as a competition of just as you are? What entitlement do you believe the world owes you anything? I had a conversation in the car coming here. I was saying the world doesn't even owe us life. Like, I was saying I need to live every day. Like, I'm glad I woke up my eyes this morning. We're not even guaranteed to be here. We traveled in the snow just to get here.
Yeah.
Life isn't even guaranteed. Never mind. You can just go through life and you should get someone. If you just want to course through life and get whoever you can, for sure. But for you to get your dream person, it's like getting your dream job, but I'm not going to go do the qualifications. You want to have your dream life, but you're not going to put the work in. It's the same thing with dating. It's a competition. If you want the man of your dreams, you have to become the woman of his. And that's going to take work. It's not easy. You've got to look in yourself. You've got to read books. You've got to understand. You've got to have empathy. You've got to do all these things. So when he does see you, like I said, in 2026, there's a girl out there that I don't even know right now. But in 2026, when Sanchez comes and I've ticked all my boxes and I'm ready and I'm now looking, I'm going to look, and hopefully this woman has probably been doing all the stuff where she could have even been to college and to uni, but she's learned how to cook and got that from her parents, where she can do 20 to 50 recipes by hand. She wants to be a mom and she can't wait to nurture. She's doing all the things that are going to fit for me. And there's a version of her, a universe where she hasn't, and I'm going to see her. She might be pretty, she might be lovely, but someone else did.
Yeah.
You didn't want to put in the work because, well, you know, Sanchez, you should just, nah, that's not how it works. Not how it works. So,
That's so true.
you don't have to change, but if you want the best results, you're going to have to. It's like trying to get fit, but I don't want to change my diet.
That makes
Ain't
sense.
gonna work.
There's one thing I always say: we can have an ego, or we can have what we want.
Excuse me.
We can have our ego, or we can have what we want, but we can't have both.
Yeah.
And that goes for men, women, everybody.
Yeah.
You know, something Jordan Peterson says is that in order to be a master at something, you first have to be the fool.
Oh, my days. And I love Jordan Peterson, by the way.
You have to be the fool.
It's it's funny actually, because people have asked me to not put out like an ebook and stuff, but basically like a life of Sanchez of how I operate. Because I'm always doing the most random things. And it's because I humble myself. Like, I am a student. If I'm coming into the podcast space, I'm shutting up. I don't care if I've got more followers, more status, more whatever. If I'm coming into a new space, I'm the baby. I'm listening to you. You're the guy. You're the woman. You're the thing. And I'm ready to take on board. And I'm not listening to respond.
Yes.
I'm listening to hear and take in. So it's like, there's no questions. That's a stupid question. There's not. You have to ask. You have to understand. So I always say, even in dating, the reason why I know all this stuff is because I've listened to women when they speak. When I've been dating them, when I've been seeing them, whatever the scenario is. Okay. And I'm looking and I'm observing. I'm going, oh, okay. And I'm seeing actions. I'm even seeing what they say doesn't amount to the actions. You're saying you want this, but I'm seeing that.
This is what you're actually choosing.
This is what you're doing. So I see it and I take it in. Whereas a lot of people don't like what they hear and they dismiss it and say, no, listen, if the man's telling you, and I'm objective, especially with my clients, or even friends or girls that I've maybe slept with before, not sleeping. I tell people straight, I'm giving you the game. Understand it. But you don't want to, you want to dismiss it rather than go, actually, my viewpoints could be wrong. That's the biggest thing that happened with me. Like, I love a debate, I love a conversation. Yeah. But if someone comes to me with unanimous truth that's provable, I'm happy to go, yo, my bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo,
100%.
I hear it. Like I said, so this girl was like, oh, girls don't always want tall men. I said, we can break it down. They usually want men taller than them. True. Is what they want, so we'll break that down. True. Like, no, not even. So I said, okay, cool. I'm willing to be wrong. Let's put it to the test. What height were all your exes? Well, they were all taller than me. Aha, okay, cool. What about your friends? Are all their boyfriends, current or previous, taller than them? Well, yeah, okay. If we did this and they were all shorter, I'd be like, you're right. I'll do further research, but ultimately right now, you're right, because you've dated. But I'm not.
Yeah, it's true.
So then, again, don't get mad. It's the truth.
If you're loving this episode and these kinds of conversations, then I want to give you something. We recently launched the Kits Angels community. This is a sisterhood for women who are tired of what the dating scene has given them and are ready to take their love lives to the next level. It's a space for you as a woman to not be alone in your journey to love, where we learn, talk, and share our experiences as part of a strong sisterhood, with some leadership and guidance from yours truly, of course. Not to mention never before seen videos from me on how I've led dozens of women to meeting great men. And so as a thank you for watching this episode, I'm giving you a month's membership completely complimentary on me. Just click the Kits Angels link below, and when you join the group, message me the code phrase Angels Podcast, and I will pay for your membership. Now back to the episode. It's so true. Don't get mad, get results, baby.
Get results, man.
So if you were going to, okay, because thing is, you know, as a guy, yeah, women have a long list. And there's pros and cons to that. The con to that is, as a guy, if you're going to be considered desirable, there's a lot we need to tick.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot we have to get in order. But the pro to that is if there's one box we don't necessarily tick, we can make up for it elsewhere. So like you said, for example, like you're an average height guy. Girls like to say, I like a guy who's tall. But if you're confident, good smile, good looking, got your business on point, etc., you are still that desirable, high value guy, even though you don't tick this height metric.
Yeah.
So for women, if they don't tick that attractive box, is there other areas that they can make up for it?
In nowhere near the same capacity as a man. It's so unfortunate, but again, it is what it is. It's not what we want, it's what is. And what is that, like you said, a man has so many other attributes that can even sometimes surpass. That's why there's loads of ugly people, but if they've got money, they're gonna get some gal.
Yes.
If they're ugly, but they've got status, some followers, they're gonna get gal. If they've got that confidence, you've seen girls say that they can laugh. You know, I've been laughed into bed, I've been laughed into relationships, all this other stuff. Those things, again, do research. Look at it. It doesn't happen with women. If you're not attractive, unfortunately, you could be the biggest comedian. We're not gonna be together. It doesn't work the same. If I've got the choice, you could be. If you're rich but you're not attractive, you're not gonna get the same play. If you're, as in, like, men can be older, we're distinguished. If there's someone who's 50 and loads of money, but someone works at McDonald's and she's 24 and pretty, it's a no. It's not even close. There's not even a second of thought. It's going no, because we operate differently. Now, I'm trying to throw a bone here, but attractiveness is a massive factor. So I'd say for women, whether it be, you can't change necessarily aesthetics, and I don't even necessarily want people to go under the knife or do anything like that whatsoever. But just, again, do what you can. If you can get in slightly better shape, if the most desired shape is curve, get in the gym, get that waist, get your booty pumped up, do what you can. There's actually someone that I know, right? And I'm not going to say a name. And I don't even think she'll get this from this. I don't know if she watched whatever. But there's a girl that she's absolutely lovely. Lovely girl. She was slightly bigger and she had like a bit of a bigger nose. But she was always really lovely. I've seen her, and I've been watching it for like a good couple of years, smashing the gym, smashing this, smashing that, traveling, working on herself, putting up books and health. And then I seen her the other day, and I said, it was like even her face, whole aesthetic changed. She's no work done, just been on the health and gym and fitness. Seen her with a partner the other day, some handsome, tall, good-looking brother, and I said, go on. And here's the thing, the truth of it is, he would not have seen her 5 years ago. He just wouldn't. But now, she's about to have a baby.
There you go.
And I'm like, I've not even called her out, and I probably won't, but I'm like, she gave herself the best chance by putting work in herself, and the physique's on point. She's got some tall ass, handsome brother. I said, yeah, man.
That's
like, so it does help to do the best that you possibly can. It just opens up the pool. But unfortunately, unlike men, we operate differently. We're looking at attractive first. That gets you in the door, and then it's, are you peaceful? Are you loyal? You know, have you got a bit of character? All that kind of stuff about you. Whereas we've got so many more attributes that can top us up. So
no, it's so true. So I want to ask you this hypothetical, because I put a poll on my story a few weeks ago for women, And I want to do the guys version.
Cool.
So imagine you've got 10 women lined up in front of you, all rated 1 through 10.
Yep.
Okay. And the rating takes into account their looks, their femininity, their poise, their respect, their supportiveness, their peacefulness. Okay.
Sounds lovely.
Right. 1 through 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the higher rating the woman, the higher percentage chance that she will leave you for another man. So if we take, for example, the woman who was a 9 and 10, there's a 70% chance that she would leave you. The woman who is 7 and 8, there's a 40% chance likely that she'd leave you. The woman who's a 6, there's a 10% chance that she'd leave you. And the women who are 5 and below, she will never leave you no matter what. Who are you choosing?
Based on what you said there,
Yep.
what came to mind is the 6.
Tell me why.
So loyalty is so powerful. Having a woman that I know is here and no man can say, yo, I seen your gal do this, or your gal was a bit loose, or your gal was moving a bit off in any way, shape or form. That allows my chest to be in the sky. Loyalty and that kind of situation is so powerful. You can't deny attraction. Attraction needs to be there. So that's why rather than going in the middle of a 5, I've gone just above as a 6. I think you said the 7 is more like 70%. So
it's 40%. 7 to 8 is 40%.
Oh, so even that, 40%. So was 6 10%?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
that loyalty is, and this is the thing. Again, women, listen. We don't need the bad bees. We don't need these girls that are these mad 10-10s, whatever. If we're always looking over our shoulder, thinking you're going to leave us for a footballer, a basketballer, or just anyone, like who cares? If we're thinking you're going to leave, we're not at peace.
Yeah.
So, it's like there's a lot of these girls that look incredible that are single because you either price yourself out or your behavior or how we think you're going to get hit up all the time. That's going to be so stressful. And that this person that's a 6 is probably going to be more humble. She's going to appreciate me. She's going to be happy that I've chosen her. So she's going to spend her life being so happy, like, oh my God, we've got Sanchez. You're my baby. I love you. You're my king. I want to say, baby, you're my queen. Whatever you need, I've got you. She's going to say the same to me. And that's going to be the recipe for longevity. So out of the 10, I'd be taking the 6.
I completely agree, man. Because I think one thing as well is that I think what that really demonstrates, I think I've only asked a few guys this and they said the same thing.
Yeah.
And I think what this really demonstrates is that as men, we will compromise on looks for a really good woman.
Yeah.
Like we'll compromise on looks for like loyalty. And especially because most men would sleep with most women, right? The threshold for what we would be intimate with isn't that crazy high. Like obviously if you're desirable, you have a standard. Don't get me wrong, you have a standard for that. But like the threshold isn't as high that, oh, she has to be a baddie for me to get up. Listen, we all know, even maybe some experience, there's been either a few boys of ours or even ourselves where there's 1, 2 girls that it's like, listen, we had fun, but I ain't uttering a word of this to nobody.
Listen, I'm even worse. I'm telling people because the girls that listen, there's women that wouldn't be socially seen as attractive. They put in effort. They love and
facts, bro. They
love and appreciate
to
the point where there's been times where I'd be like, yo, I've even considered like I probably would say the way that you treat me like a king. I could see this being long term.
100%.
And it's like, this is where I go, like, I might have to just have my multiple and have whatever because that's how powerful, like you said, the loyalty, the treatment is.
Yeah.
And also, just if we're just being frank, some of the best
nastiest. Yeah.
From people that I say, what?
Yeah.
Swear?
Swear down, bro.
So yeah, no, 100%. So and this is what, again, I had a conversation with a girl and she was like, men are just easy. I'm like, we're not. We're just built to be like, we're not as picky. Yeah. We're not as picky from that side. So we don't need, like, you need to be aroused. And I think you had someone on your podcast saying that, no, women can sleep around and we sleep with men that we're not attracted to.
Oh yeah.
No, you do not.
I don't.
You sleep with who you want. We sleep with who we can. That's the difference. That's why it's revered when we can sleep around. Is because you know that we've had to make you feel comfortable, safe, supported, attractive. Listen, there's that list. I don't know if you've seen it on TikTok where it's on the 1011 now of things that give women the ick.
Oh my god!
And it's stuff like,
I can imagine.
he wore flip-flops with his toes out when he came out the shower. It's the most random stuff. Women have such standards. If a guy, you automatically know if a guy has slept with multiple women, there's something about him because you don't. There's not a chance. And the woman that was saying it, she was saying, women get horny too. So when we're horny, we'll sleep with the neighbor if we need to just to get some. No, you will not. You will still sleep with the higher status men because it's easier for you to garner sex. That's why, because you control it and it's easier for you to get, it's not revered when you sleep around. That's why virginity is being at higher place for all eternity, and men that can get multiple women have been revered as well because it's not easy to do.
Yeah,
like I said about your stat, I don't know if it's still the same, but like 30% of men between certain ages are either a virgin or not had sex in the past how long?
Of 30,
like it's mind blowing. The lack of men that are actually sleeping with the majority of women is nuts.
Yeah.
So
I want to pose a interesting I say concept, but kind of like maybe a thought process I had recently.
Okay.
I want to know what you think. So I think monogamy is tax for desirable men. What I mean is this. What is tax? Tax is a redistribution of wealth.
Yeah. We
tax the rich more and give to the less fortunate. Right? And the reason we do that is because of the way natural distribution happens, the Pareto principle, right? If all the wealth continues to go to the top, society will destabilize.
Yes.
Now, exactly. Now, why do I say monogamy is tax? Because if you put 10 random guys and 10 random girls on a deserted island, chances are 7 or 8 of those women will want the same 2 or 3 guys.
Yes.
Right? On a balance of probability.
Yeah.
Now, if you have a free market where monogamy is not, I don't say enforced, but is not encouraged, is not the norm, is not the thing.
He's scooping them all up.
What stops those 2 or 3 guys from just enjoying the 7, 8 women, right? Because they're getting at least some of the attention from the guy that they want. The guys get the variety. Most of the men don't get anything. Whereas if you enforce monogamy, it means those 2 or 3 guys have to choose one woman. Then the 7 or 8 other women that they don't choose have to go back to the pool of men and make good relationships and good partners with them.
Settle. That's why the women think
they say settle, right? That's a redistribution of sexual opportunity. Monogamy almost acts as a redistribution of sexual opportunity. And part of my evolution of thought, I don't know what I'll think next week, but I almost think that there are many reasons why religion especially has come in, it's sexual like values, and every country in the world has been built on some kind of religious value. But I think the monogamy aspect was heavily placed because it stabilizes society, because it stops the really desirable men having a harem of women. Because there's nothing more dangerous than young men high in testosterone with nothing to lose. Hence, monogamy is tax for desirable men.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I was with you.
Maybe that's a long stretch. I don't know.
I was with you from the time you finished the title of this essay. I was with you already. I didn't even need to hear the bulk of it. It really is, because what it does, again, monogamy, it only affects people that can get multiple women.
That's it.
That is a very rare part of society.
100%.
It's not easy to be desired by
multiple women.
It's not easy
to
the point where women are so delusional, or they just don't understand it. Because again, the dating market, we need to know what women want to get there, and we're the fishermen, they're the fish. Sorry to say, it's true. Men approach you in the nightclubs. Yes, you might have approached 1 or 2, but ultimately we do it way more. That's how it is. So if someone has then developed the point to be good at fishing, we've got the skills, and now I'm getting loads of fish, but now you're telling me I can only catch 10 fish or catch 1 fish. Now that I've learned the skill to be able to get multiple fish every time I leave my house, you're telling me I can only get 1. That is your only, but you know, the other people that can't get any, but I've got all the fish and I can put on a feast if I want, whatever. You're now saying, well, Sanchez, you've got to put those other fish back. And my man down there with his little pole, you know what I mean? Like, he's going, well, now can I? But it's like, if we're back in the days where it's like dog eat dog or whatever, again, go get your game up.
Yeah.
Or come to me, ask me what I'm doing, and I'll teach you how to fish.
Exactly.
You might not be able to catch the big tuna, but you'll be able to do a little bit better and get a carp or get a little something. It literally affects those with the ability to do it.
Yeah.
And though the people with that ability are very, very small.
Yeah.
Because again, women are very, very picky. Like, it's funny when like that the girl says that women say, they would choose it. No, you choose the highest people. And then even people that you either regret or whatever, at a certain point, you were attracted to them. Whether it would be their wealth, their status, their looks, their charisma, their confidence. All these factors that we mentioned, they had it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't, if they didn't have any of those factors, you wouldn't even look at them. Hence all the other people you don't look at. So yeah, that's a massive one.
100%.
Monogamy is taxing the mandem.
It's actually big facts.
That's crazy.
Okay, I want to end this with, red flag, green flag game. Do you know that? So it's basically I'm gonna say like a statement. You tell me like from a girl, like if you were dating a girl, and you tell me if it's a red flag, if it's an amber or a green flag, right? Actually, I'm gonna say just red flag or green flag.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So you match with a girl and she suggests a fancy restaurant for a first date. Red flag, green flag, or nothing.
Can I do qualifiers or just straight in?
Go on, us. What do you mean?
If she knows what food I like and she's just in it from a humble
no
place,
qualifiers.
No qualifiers. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, red flag.
Red, amber. Okay, red flag.
Oh no, we got amber then.
Amber.
Are we allowed amber?
Yeah. Okay. We're allowed amber. Why amber?
Because if we've already spoken, she knows I like steak, and she says, "Hey, this place does great steak." You've done it because you know what I like. If we don't know anything, and you said straight away, "Let's go spend hella money."
That one.
Yeah. No. Red flag.
Okay.
You're not in it for me. You want my pockets.
So that's what comes across for sure. A girl who doesn't offer to pay on the first date.
Amber, because I get it, but it's even, again, women, it's sexy. It's thing. If you even go, if that offer, that offer means
just make the move.
Make the move. Do it, even if it's fake. Just do it.
Just like pretend you're putting your hand in your purse.
And that means, or even I've had girls before where I will get petrol, my car, and then I'm getting snacks, I'm getting whatever. But then let's say we get there, or then we get to the next place and we get the first round of drinks, and then she's paid for the first round of drinks. Cost her 20 quid. I've spent 100 quid. But you've gone, well, let me get the snacks in the cinema. You've just paid for all this.
Yeah.
That might be the last time you ever have to pay for anything. Because I've seen that you're willing to.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's an acknowledgement of the things you've done already.
100%.
Completely get that. A girl who wants to text you all day, every day.
Ooh. I like girls that are interested. It makes me. I do like it because it shows okay, yeah, you really want me, but again, it's little things like I'm studying behavioral psychology at the moment, and it's like too much. It's like the thing of staring. Like if I look at you and look away, it looks like I'm being rude. If I look at you too long, I look creepy.
Yeah.
And the middle's just right. So if all day, every day, to the point where you're getting on my nerves, no, it needs to be. So probably amber.
Okay.
Show that you're interested. But not what you're doing now. What you're doing in the
yeah. So we say like green flag is base, but not the extreme is amber. Or would you say just generally amber?
Yeah, between amber and green, it's nice to show that you're interested.
Yeah.
Hi babe, how's your day? How was it? How was the podcast? Did you get there safe? Those things.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. I've had a girl who was very much like that. And I was, when you're single, I was dating multiple people and stuff, and because she was just the strongest presence in my life, we just got into a relationship
I was
for like 2 years.
Giving the game.
Yeah, it's
Ladies,
so true.
Be present.
It's actually true,
you
bro.
don't understand, because there might be a time where I'm just like, I'm sick of this single life. I want someone there 24/7.
Yeah, that's actually being facts.
Who's actually there? Yo.
I was like, I just reply. And then before I know, we're talking every day. And then I think there was like
listen,
maybe
I've
2 or 3 other
slipped
girls.
into situations where I've just gone, how am I here wearing slippers and she's bringing me a coffee? It's like, is it like the girl from Misery when you're there? And you're like, how am I in here? And I'm sipping. And she's like, do you want anything else, babe? I'm like, no, darling, I'm good. And she's like, okay, love you. I'm like, yeah, love you. How do I get here? I'm not mad that I'm here.
Exactly. You're just like, oh,
I'm like,
wow.
Again, it's that thing that's going viral now that says, for women, when they're realizing your man went out looking for hoes and he found you one day. It's the truth. Went out looking for things and
Facts.
you was a ting, and then now you're a good ting.
Exactly.
A lovely ting.
Now
And you're a
the
consistent ting.
Yeah.
And now you're the ting.
That's
so
it.
Be consistent.
100%. A girl who says she goes to therapy.
I love someone that's working on themselves, but it also does mean, again, that you've gone through trauma. And there was a point, again, I've literally lived this situation where it's like, you try to help people, but if you're too far gone, we've got to hold our hands up and be like, again, if I've got options with someone who hasn't been through abuse, through mental health abuse from their partners, etc., and someone that hasn't been through that yet, that I'm not saying you're not worthy of it, but that's an easier situation because you might be you've got all the attributes to be loved, but you can't be loved. And I've been there where you can't, and I'm doing all the right things, but to you it's a red flag, or to you you're questioning it. It's then questions me because it's triggering other stuff. So
yeah,
depends how deep the therapy is. If it's just like maintenance and it's not that deep, I love that you're working on yourself. But if it's showcasing that you do have major things that need fixing, then I've been there multiple times trying to fix. So for me personally, I'd say I'd rather go, I'll miss out on potentially the best thing ever by going, I made that mistake before and it didn't work out.
Sure.
So I'd rather lose it.
I understand. I get that. Sleeping with you on the first date.
Oh, I love this one. Green flag. And I'll say why. Because, and I think you touched on it before, we know beforehand, except for like we said when we slip into it, we know if we're going to wife you or not a long time before to an extent, or if you're qualified based on your public persona, based on your social media, based on all these things. So sleeping with us on the first night won't change that, unfortunately. Like if you've already portraying that you're not someone that I can take home to mum, that I can wife, etc. And I'm not saying it's always the case, because again, I've been there where their social media did not look the part and we actually still end up together because I then saw the human in them. But it was a very rare scenario where I got to know this person in a very odd environment where I fell in love with their soul, and it's just, there's other circumstances that come with it. But in general, we kind of know what category we're going to put you in. So what I would say to the woman is, again, do the scrubbing up, make sure that you're giving yourself the best position. But like I've had it, it's probably more when we were younger where girls will say, oh, I don't want to give the wrong impression, so I'll sleep with you on the next date, or we have to have 3 dates and then we'll sleep together. Oh, so then you're just pushing away what I already know. So then now I will go Nando's this date, then we'll go cinemas that day, and I know I'm going to get... That doesn't change it.
Yeah, I don't think women should ever say it. I don't think they should ever say it.
Say what?
I don't think they should be like, oh, I'll sleep on the third or fourth day. I don't think, just don't say anything about it.
Just don't say it. Just live it.
Yeah.
And let us go, and ah. But if you've literally gone, this vagina's yours, but just give me 3 dates before I open it up, you've defeated the object. But exactly. No, it's not necessarily a red flag, especially if I'm seeing the attributes that can make you a wife. If we sleep together on the first night, you're still going to be here in the morning because you've got other things, other factors why I want you here.
Okay. So interesting. Sure. I think I don't think I agree,
Oh, go on.
I think there are 3 categories a guy puts a girl in.
Yeah.
We know she's wifey.
Mm-hmm.
We know she's casual.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's people in the gray area. Like, you could be casual or you could be wifey.
Yeah, we'll see
depending on how you date me.
Yes.
I think what you said, if we know she's wifey, I agree.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Personally, I might get some heat for this. Personally, I don't think there are that many women around that guys look at and go, I know you're wifey.
Yes, very rare.
I think a lot of women fall in the gray area where you could be wifey or you could be casual. If she's in that area, I don't think it serves her to sleep on the first date.
Might add it on to that.
Go on.
And this is a personal scenario.
Go on.
I don't judge them that much because, again, I could be just silly. This could be my...
No, yeah, go for it. Tell us.
I just think I've got the sauce.
So my game's just too good. She's gonna So
do it. I know girls that when man bigger, taller, stronger, whatever, have tried date whatever, and they've just not. I understand that I make people feel comfortable. I understand, etc. So I'm like, I don't think you're a hoe because I know that we've just had the best time ever. I know that you've probably never smiled like this in your entire life. I know that I've been a gentleman, etc. So the fact that we're having sex isn't because you're like, I'm busting it open for everyone that comes around.
Right.
I genuinely believe it's because of the interaction that we've had.
I hear that. I think the context, though, is that you've already seen that she's sexually selective. Because you said, oh, I know he's tried it, and none of them got through.
Yeah.
But if you do with me, that validates your source, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess I'm saying, if you don't know anything about the girl.
Okay.
Because...
okay.
Do you see what I'm saying? Because if you don't know anything about the girl, because I'm just saying from my perspective.
Yeah.
If I don't know anything about the girl, let's say I've met her at a bar, let's say like a dating app or something, we've linked on Instagram, we go for a date.
Yeah.
And we're talking about dating stuff. She's like, yeah, like I've been like a few dates this year and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, cool. I know like she dates and we sleep together the first day. I'm thinking she's like that.
Yeah,
with
you're
the
gonna
guy
judge.
said that she dates.
Yeah. So yeah, in that respect, I'm still 50-50 where I'm like, yeah, right. It's not the best look,
Sure.
but then I'm still like,
It's not a deal breaker.
At the bar, yeah, because I'm still like, I'll have to do more research. And you're still in that grey area, but I'm also like, I feel like you've got the same energy. If you were chatting to this guy at the bar, it's very different to the average or even above average guy talking at the bar. We're gonna have a nice experience.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna talk to the barman. We're gonna make you a drink. We're gonna have fun. I'm gonna open your door. We're gonna feel good.
Yes.
So then I believe your for lack of a better term, walls are gonna be down very different. So
you see it as a reflection of you as opposed to her.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. I hear that. I hear it. Interesting.
This is a good game. We got more.
Yeah, man.
More.
Yeah, we got some more.
Cool.
She's only ever slept with one person.
Green flag.
Emerald
green
green flag.
Green. And the other factor as well, I've had it before where women say, but men, you why would you want a virgin? You want someone, for sexual fun, someone that can pop it, lock it, and do all this stuff is great in the moment.
Very true.
But we then go, where have you learnt it? It's like I seen a thing the other day saying, if your gal makes you a bad boy sandwich, she's making you another man sandwich. And I was like, And it's like, because you've done it before.
Yes.
That's inexperience is a plus to us. We want to be your first. I remember I was sleeping with a girl and we were just driving one time and I was looking at her, we're chatting, and it was late, dark, and we pulled over on the motorway. I went up sleeping together on the motorway.
Okay.
And pulled over. I was like, this is something. I never done this before. She was like, oh yeah, I've done it before. It's fun, isn't it? I said, pardon? I said,
no.
So now, that whole thing that we just did, as much as that person was really cool, my heart sunk. Yeah. And I was like, this was my thing of like,
Dick went up, but heart went down.
But thing went down as well. I said, so what wait, hold on. We've just done something that I think is a monumental freakiness. Yes. Whereas if there's someone else where if I'm pulling over in a field or something and with lips and you're like, oh my God, I've never done this. I don't know. I want to give you, I think imprinting and stuff is big. So I want to be the first person to give you those experiences. So yeah, when it comes to this, if you're women are like, you don't want a virgin, you want experience. No, we don't. I would rather teach you everything that I like, so it's nothing but me. Plus, there's been studies that shown the more partners you have, comparison the thief of joy. We said this earlier. You're going to be comparing to other stuff. I've even said this, and this is how truthful I'm going to be all 2025, yeah?
Go for it.
I've told gal, even though I'm trying to have discernment this whole year anyway, don't come for me to have fun. Because I might ruin it for your next man.
this like his source is good.
No, just because we're gonna have fun. I'm a former athlete. We're gonna have a good time. So then, when you find your next man that he does all the ticks, you settle down, but he's not doing it in that department necessarily. You alpha widowed a lot of girls, Sanchez. No, but if you didn't have that experience, my man could have been your best, and could have been your best. You don't even need to think of anything else. Whereas, because that it could be me. If my new future girl slept with Deontay Wilder or Anthony Joshua before, I could be a good, strong 7.9 out of 10. That would have been for rest forever. But then now this 6'8" guy picked her up. and I pick her up and she's 2 feet off the ground. It's like when Tory Lane's in the chair and he stands up and he still looks like he's sitting down. You're going to be like, that was cool, but... So I'm just saying, so I tell, like those experiences, it could be the 1, the 2, the 3, 10, whatever them big body counts are. Unfortunately, that could be an issue. So if you've slept with one person, that means, especially if you're attracted, because I'm attracted to you, that means you've gone, wait, let me think. No, not sure, whatever. And I'm like, and then when I'm walking with you and everyone's like, that's what everyone wanted.
But no one got.
Boost the ego.
Big facts, 100%. She gets tested regularly.
Yeah, good to understand where you are. It's a balance.
No, I mean like STI testing. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it's like two things, because regularly means you're regularly having sex with different people. So if it is regular, that means that's a new partner. Or again, it's living in this world where You could be seeing people who are seeing other people. I get it.
Mm.
But it's showing obviously that you value your health. But then there's things you can do to really make sure that your health is good.
Very true.
And that's by not having intercourse. Or being with one person.
It's true.
Consistently.
Yeah.
So I would prefer that definitely.
Mm.
Because this makes me, again, unfortunately, you could be just doing it just because, again, it could be transmitted by kissing or whatever.
Yeah. So, yeah, one body, she's only been one person. You're like,
yeah,
emerald green.
Emerald green.
Emerald green. Okay.
Almost pristine green.
Pristine green.
Just told that one guy no.
Okay. We said test her regularly. Yep. She speaks positively about an ex.
Amber.
Okay.
Because if it's she knows she was in the wrong and she understood and she's grown from it, and it's like he never did. Like, again, I'd like to think my exes will be like, well, actually, I realized that he actually gave a lot, and here's where I went wrong, and that kind of thing. But then also what I found is it doesn't bode well when you don't have the understanding to not bring that up. Sure. I've had exes where they're still speaking to the ex and, oh yeah, we're just cool. I'm like, that's cool, but there's also versions of people that are not. Like, why would I want you to have any connection with someone that you had this past with? I just don't, whether it be ego or just common sense for then us to break up and you've already got a line. Like, I've been the ex times. Yes. Listen, I've been the ex where there's been way too much conversation from link ups and whatever, etc. I'd just rather avoid it. So you've left that chapter, make sure it's closed. Yes. And have respect for me as your future partner to make sure that I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear how good he was or that you, I don't know, what's positive, or yeah, I let a good one go. You with a good one now? Nah, like, no. Yeah. There's too many things that unravel with that, so.
I know what you mean.
Amicable breakup, but don't let me hear that. Oh, he was so lovely, you know.
So we doing here?
Like, what? Like, and I'm meant to cool. Like, no.
Yeah,
no.
I get that. Want you both to have location sharing on?
No, that red flag. Again, I'm very much on, this is my dynamic, and if you don't fit to it, I'm ready to live with the consequences. The other side of it is that women don't want to live with their consequences of their situation. And by that, I mean, I'm the man. Like, we can talk about the prize. We didn't really get into it, but if I'm rare. You want me, and you want a rare amount of people. If I'm that person, then our rules are not the same. I'm sorry. We can't be on the same place where you can demand stuff of me, because I'll just say, well, nah, see you later, because there's more of you than there is of me. So you're not trying to put rules and regulations on. I'm going to give you reassurance. Especially if I'm the monogamy, if I'm with you, you don't. I've got you. You trust me. And if you don't, then I'm not dealing with this. I've been there where I've done nothing wrong, and I've been no. So this location both ways. I probably wouldn't even ask for yours if I'm honest, because I'm not trying to be with you if I don't trust you.
Yes,
but then if I feel like I need to ask you, then that's already a problem. The fact that if you want mine, I'm already, your head's flicking in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
I'd rather you, and I've had this again before with exes, saying that they trust me 98%. And I'm like, wait, why is it not 100? We've not done nothing. We're just starting. Yeah, well, because of that's not a good place to start. So if you're flicking saying, oh yeah, babe, just let you know that I like to make sure that, just so I know. I know you're going to say you're going to work, but I'm going to.
Yeah.
Nah, thank you.
Yeah.
I hope you heal. Love.
I wish you all the best.
All the best.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
100%. She's always going on girls' nights out.
Absolute crimson red.
Crimson red.
Because again, this is where the lack of understanding. Women, if you've got a man that you love, admire, respect, he ticks your boxes, you've turned down 99% of men in your life, and then you've found this person that you think is the right man for you, and you want to go back in the jungle, which is single life, it makes no sense. Why do you put yourself back in the advertising? Why would I buy this car? Then you got the for sale sign still in it. Why are you out in places where I can't get mad at the guys for approaching you when you're in the club? Because when I'm out in the club single, I'm chatting, just know I'm chatting to your girl, because I don't know she's your girl because she's out in the club. She can then tell me that's cool, but that's me. But then she's getting chatted about that man. And I'm not even saying she'll cheat or do anything wrong, but I don't need you to be in that environment whatsoever. And I also, again, here's what I learned as well. All this stuff that I'm saying is all well and good. I'm not teaching nobody this. I teach clients. My girl, if you don't know this, babe, I want to go out with her. Oh, okay, cool, no problem, cool.
You're just like, I know
Single.
that's not the one for me.
Yeah, you know, for me, yeah. I'm not teaching no one. No problem. If you can't see why in a relationship you shouldn't be doing this, or we don't vibe on, or we don't understand that mutually, that's fine.
What if she's like, look, I really want to be with you, Sanchez, and I
Mhm.
really want to be the kind of partner you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, if there's something that comes up that you would like me to show up in a certain way, I want you to tell me.
Oh, 100% there. Like if
Go.
if that comes up and then she sees my face change, she says, "Oh, is that a problem?" And then I explain it, and she goes, "Oh, you're right. Like, why am I going to dress up, look good, even if I conceal myself? I've got these curves that you love. I'm going to be out there in an environment where none of these guys owe me anything but to chat to me. Some of my friends are signal, so they're going to be chatting to guys. I might have to wingman by accident, and that's going to not make you feel comfortable. I don't want to put that on you, babe. Nah, F that. I'm not going to go out. Or what I'll do, and here's the other thing, this is where I've given options. If it's your friend's birthday, if it's an occasion, why do you go for those rooftop drinks? Of course. You don't need to go to the club. You don't need to go to whatever. Or, okay, you want to go to the club and whatever. Let me get you a section. So you're there, you're patterned, you're there, you can dance, you can twerk on the wall. You can be, there's certain things where you're still showing the understanding of where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
If you're just like, I'm just going out, no problem, cool. But then the best thing would be, like I said, she realizes, wait a minute, the rest of my friends are single. The rest of my friends are looking for a man. I've got my man. Who comes first? Kai, if we break up, misery needs company. You lot can't provide this. Like I'm winning. I've got the thing that I need. So I'm gonna make sure he's good. And if that means I'll come to pre-drinks, if that means girl tomorrow we'll go bowling, if that means we'll go for a really nice girls brunch where we're just in more of that environment, there's plenty of things we can be doing that I don't need to go to an environment in which my man's gonna be uncomfortable.
Well said. I hear that. She calls herself a strong feminist.
Red flag, because it doesn't need to be said. Like, to exclaim it, it's like, well, what do you mean by that? Like, I want feminine. If you're saying you're a feminist, that only means to me, like, what, have you got a chip on your shoulder? What's your thoughts on it? I think feminism, like I said, has been overcompensated. Do you now hate men? Are you trying to be like a man? Because you're not, and you can never be. So therefore, like, what do you mean that at your what you're fighting with? What's your fight? What rights do you think you want and need that you don't have? What will this entail in our relationship? What are you going to instill in our daughter? Like, we'll have to qualify what the situation is, because again, if you look at just life and research, a lot of the times when it comes to it, it's not equality you want. You're shouting this feminism and you want equality, but then you're going into jobs where you get an air-conditioned office. You're not working the mines. You're not working the electricity wires. You're not working and building the infrastructure that if men stopped, the whole world would go quiet. We want equality, okay, but you're not going to war, etc. So is that actually what you want? So I'd have to then assess your mindset if you're saying that, because I don't agree with the movement in its entirety. So
it's like that saying to proclaim that today, because most people assume, not everyone's like this, but most people assume that we're down for equality already. So to say that, oh, the name feminism today just has a different face than what it did 40 years ago.
Yeah.
And I think the one 40 years ago, I think most people are on board for in terms
100%.
of, equal choice for women, equal rights, etc. But today it just has a very different face, which is going to make a guy go, why do you feel the need to like proclaim that so strongly?
Yeah, like there's been so much it should be like equal choice, but then when you get equal choice, look at the outcomes. You're still choosing the things that
Different
like
things.
you're still being either the housewife or the relaxed jobs or the chill jobs or aesthetics or this other stuff. But you just wanted to be able to choose it and not be forced into the kitchen. You wanted to be in it. Oh, that's cool, but you still would rather be it. So the last system still had a level of being correct, but you wanted the choice. That's fine. The next stage is, well, make sure you stick with your choice and happy with it and understand the consequences. So yeah, I'd be questioning the mindset of the exclamation of it. Yeah.
I get that. She's dated celebrities.
Red flag.
Why?
Absolute red flag.
Why?
Because again,
you don't want to date Anthony Joshua's ex? You don't know?
No. Comparison, thief of joy.
No.
Like, well done to you. But I know that when you say dating celebrities, were you dating him? Were you just his thing in the city that he comes to? Drake says it, +44 when I'm in the UK. Like, you're dating these people, but and I know that most likely, again, if you knew your level, it's not going to be forever. So you've given up your long term for this short. And I'm not saying, listen, I know girls that have been flown out to Dubai, flown out to here, gone to this, done that. Well done. But now, across the board of men, you're disqualified because that's always going to be compared.
Yeah.
How are you going to jump in my little Audi, but you're being in a G-Wagon? No offense. When I get my G-Wagon, I'm going to exhaust my examples too, whatever. But
True.
I don't need to deal with that because there's someone else that has never done that. And maybe they understood that, yo, this is going to be temporary. So I'm not going to put myself in that environment. So I'm not, girls, do what you want. But for me, a majority of guys, when they've seen that, it's like, oh no. Again, I don't like the term, but it's recreational use, casual use. We have fun.
So have fun,
but that's it.
I hear you. She has OnlyFans.
As a wife or dating, what we're saying there?
For long term. Why?
Yeah, red flag. So a lot of my clients, women, OnlyFans, and I'm seeing it. I'm seeing that this is the big overall thing is if a man has choices and you could be, listen, some of these girls have, and I've dated, been with girls that had OnlyFans because again, it was a weird scenario where I saw the person's heart and soul.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I did. And I was like, oh, you just need to be loved. You're a footballer that just had bad managers, but you just need a good manager. You're going to thrive and we'll get you off that, etc. But, you know, our partner, who we choose to give our last name, it means something. So when I'm walking with someone and I could be doing all well in all my factors of life, but someone can say, oh, well, I've seen this, I've seen that. That matters. Like we said in the earlier thing, we'll take a 6 who's loyal, etc., who's not going to embarrass you. Because unfortunately, that is embarrassing. Someone can say they've seen your girls batty breast and pum pum. It's not a good look. So, and the reason why I've got a business now is I'm working with girls that are starting to understand that they're financially free. They can do whatever they want. But when it comes to someone taking them seriously, they're struggling. Yeah. Or it's like beta men. It's not the alpha men that they really, really wanted. So I'm dealing with the backlash of girls in adult industries, mental health on that side. Right. Because me, if I had the choice and I had this same person, but that same person didn't have OnlyFans, I would choose them.
Yeah.
If I had the choice. You're great, you're funny, we get on, you're amazing. But this person, someone can't go on thing and click a link and see the thing that I've worked so hard for.
Exactly.
It doesn't make
true.
So
It's true. I hear that. Last one. She says she falls in love easily.
Yeah, red flag.
Red flag.
Because there's something powerful and beautiful about love. And I know that women essentially do want to love and be loved. I get it, that fairy tale kind of thing. But that's on paper, that's in the stratosphere, that's in the air. In reality, is there an abundance of men that are worthy of your love? And if you're falling in love easily, what factors are you, what's your way of, you know, feeling through the crowd and finding the right person?
Very true.
So when you say you fall in love easily, is that because as soon as someone shows you a bit of attention, you jump on it? Is that because maybe you found the few men in the world that are worthy of your love? That it just doesn't spell good to me. I'd rather you know that when you found a real one and I've earned your love because I've treated you like a queen, I've done this stuff, and you're like, oh wow, okay, we're here. Rather than, you know, I remember that you like a certain chocolate bar, and when we go on our first date, I meet you with it. It's a nice gesture, but that shouldn't be enough to sweep you off your feet. We need a little bit of work in there. Otherwise, it feels like you've got issues or trauma that needs sorting. Yeah,
it's one of those things where it's like, even if it's innocent, if you've been reckless with your heart, what else are you going to be reckless with?
Yeah,
and your heart is one of the things that, out of everything that you should be the most selective and picky and qualifying people for, it's going to be your heart.
Yeah.
So, and this goes for guys as well, because guys will fall in love with just a girl because she looks amazing, right? And it happens a lot. But yeah, it's a reflection of that.
I think with guys, this is where girls understand body count. If a guy was giving out his heart to bare girls, that's a turn off for women, because he's like, wait a minute, 100%. You choose who's your girlfriend, and you're about to make me your girlfriend.
What does it mean?
What does it mean? Exactly.
Yeah.
So then it's the same way the other way. You want to say now this body belongs to me, but you're giving it away cheaply to other guys. So when it comes to, like you say, your heart and who you're choosing, that allows women sometimes to understand the body count thing from our perspective. Very true. If you fall in love easily, then what does it mean when we're in love? it takes
100%.
that away. So
Completely agree, man. Completely agree.
yeah.
Listen, we're gonna wrap it there, man. We could chat
Wow.
for ages.
I
We'll have to
know,
do a part
man.
2 at some point for sure. Listen, it's been a pleasure having you on.
Thank
Thank
you
you for
so
giving,
much.
spitting some bars, putting the world to rights. So if
Yeah,
people want
man.
to follow you, follow your stuff, and
Yes.
find you, where can they find you?
At Sanchez Payne is my personal. At the 10K Club is my business, creative marketing agency. We work with creators, support mental health. We have these brilliant conversations where the truth shall set you free. Like I always say, don't hate me, just debate me. Let's have a conversation. At the end of the day, it's always out of love. So follow, get in touch. Make sure you keep following all the things that Kit's doing as well. We're changing the world. One conversation at a time.
One conversation at a time. We love that. Amen. Well, listen, guys, you heard it here first. Go check out Sanchez. Check out his stuff. Give it a follow, a like, all that support and good stuff. Sanchez, thank you for coming on, brother.
Love and blessings.
Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in the next episode.